The Morinji Shrine is located in Tatebayashi in the Gunma prefecture, a little while north of Tokyo. Unusually, 21 statues of tanuki are lined along the approach to the temple. A gift shop out the front has tanuki merchandise, and these creatures seem to surround the temple. A person unfamiliar with the temple might be wondering what was going on. Well, the shrine was built in 1426 during the Muromachi period to honour a folktale, and in doing so becomes a lot like the shrine that features in the story Bunbuku Chagma. The story begins with a poor man coming across a tanuki caught in a trap. The man feels sorry for the trapped animal, so he sets it free. Later that night, the tanuki comes to the poor man's house to thank him for his kindness. The tanuki transforms itself into a chagma, or a tea-kettle, and tells the man to sell him for money. The man travels to the local temple and sells the tanuki teapot to a monk, who after scrubbing it harshly sets it over the fire to boil water. Unfortunately, the tanuki isn't able to stand the heat of the fire, so the teapot sprouts legs and in its half-transformed state makes a run for it outside of the temple. After this, the tanuki returns to the poor man with another idea. The man would set up a circus-like roadside attraction and charge admission for people to see a teapot doing magnificent things like walking a tightrope. This plan works, and the man is no longer poor with all the money he's made from the attraction, and the tanuki has a new friend and home. Now, I read that entirely from Wikipedia, right? And I've done a little bit of research into the whole thing, so I've actually come across like a couple of different variants, which is likely to happen because of the whole mythic folktale aspect to it. There's a version that's told in a video that's much better than this one.
A tanuki is a small animal, about the size of a raccoon or a badger. And there's only one thing different about tanuki.
It's giant?
They can change their shape.
I have that too, yeah. In one variant, when the man finds the teapot, he doesn't feel like he should have it, so he just brings it to the temple as an offering. And there's another variant where the teapot doesn't actually run away from the shrine at all, it stays there, and the monk uses the teapot as an offering to the shrine. And it's never used for tea again, and eventually the temple becomes famous for its supposed dancing teapot. Now, I'm sure that there's other variants that I'm overlooking. There's one that's on the temple itself, that there's a series of illustrations, if you go to Morinji Temple, that I'm after taking from this blog, that I'm after referencing, so it's hopefully fine. But if you're curious in the story, I'd recommend having a little dig around and seeing what you can find, honestly, because there's a lot of these little folk tales that are quite curious. Thanks for watching. This has been reading stuff off of Wikipedia and passing it off for original content.